Video of NDP leader Jagmeet Singh being accosted in Ottawa is prompting new calls for an overview of how MPs are protected. This comes after a sharp increase in security incidents targeting leaders and ministers. CTV's Michel Boyer joins me from Ottawa with more on this. A lot of people have seen that video. It's really disturbing, Michel. Tell us more about it and what sort of reaction you're hearing to it.
Yeah, this video is pretty stunning. It basically shows Jagmeet Singh walking along Wellington Street, the street that's in front of Parliament Hill. He's heading towards a Chateau Laurier, which is pretty much right next door. And you see him there being accosted by a man. In that video, you do see that, or you do also hear the man say that next time that they cross paths, that they're going to have a dance. I'm paraphrasing there. So obviously some pretty significant concerns. What we have heard from Jagmeet Singh is he wasn't necessarily afraid. He wasn't, he has training in combat fighting sort of thing. So wasn't necessarily worried. However, Marcia, as you pointed out, we're seeing more and more incidents where MPs, as well as leaders, are facing threats. Of course, there was the recent incident where somebody drove through the gates at Rideau Hall. There have been incidents involving the Prime Minister as well. We did get a statement from the Prime Minister's office about that incident that you did just see there on your screen. In it, the Prime Minister's office say everyone deserves to feel safe where they live and where they work. It is unacceptable to threaten, demean, harass, or intimidate someone purely because they happen to disagree with you. There's no place in Canadian society for such acts. Now, I have spoken to a security expert who actually was on the Prime Minister's protective detail for Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, and says that given the political climate that we're in right now, and also COVID-19, things need to be looked at a little bit more closely. Take a look.
I would like to see a more tightening up of site security. I know we have a lot of freedoms in Canada. I know that people can walk on the hill, but the way things are going now, I think that we should do that. What I find sometimes frustrating is that the show of arms, such as MP5s or other equipment. People get very upset. Even some of the VIPs or protectees, I should say, get very upset. But we are living in perilous times.
So, Michel, what are the next steps for parliamentarians when it comes to security?
Yeah, it's quite an interesting situation, Marcia, because there are so many police jurisdictions. You have the Parliamentary Protective Service that falls under the RCMP. You have the Prime Minister's Protective Detail, VIP Detail. And I can tell you that we did see a tweet from Mark Holland, the chief whip for the Liberals. He says that he's asked the Board of Internal Economy to look at, how to make sure that MPs are safe. Now, the RCMP, they're mandated very quickly, Marcia, to protect the Prime Minister, the Governor General. They can protect ministers. Not all ministers do have protection. There is a threat assessment that comes into play. So, for example, we know that Catherine McKenna has faced numerous threats, so she has an RCMP detail. But there would actually need to be a change in law when it comes to protecting MPs or even leaders of other parties. Right now, that's not under the RCMP mandate.
Thank you, Michel. Appreciate that.